You are watching ILFL Soccer Nights.
Sponsored by Hawk and Eagle.
Welcome back. The show's flying by, but here we are in the third section of ILFL Soccer Night, and now we're going to talk about the cups and tournaments that are coming up thick and fast for your football entertainment, all of you out there in the football world. And the first one we're going to start with is the League Cup coming up. Rash, I'm going to turn to you and talk to me about the League Cup. 27th of April.
Yep.
Show pitch, Hackney Marshes.
That's correct.
And it's between?
London Tigers and Beaumont for the League Cup.
Great game.
We're very looking forward to it. Two good teams going out to battle, so hopefully Beaumont come on top, from my opinion.
Well, come on, and why not? We've sat here continuously, me and you, and we've spoken about the underdogs and the team that nobody expects.
Not only that,
through.
I'm actually confident. I think we can beat them, but it'll be a tough game. I think obviously Tigers are looking to go for double, a great incentive, and they won the league looking really good on the high. But obviously, for us, it's a chance to get a cup. So obviously, we'll be given 110% to make sure we actually succeed. So it should be a good game. I think
if there's one thing I can say is that Beaumont won't turn up 2 minutes before kick-off unprepared.
Definitely not.
And unmotivated.
Definitely not. Not if I have anything to do with it, no way.
Yes, exactly. If Rash has got anything to do with it. And Cam, we've got the Interleague Champions Cup again. Two good teams.
Meteors and Stepney, two favourites from two leagues. It's going to be a clash of the Titans, really.
And both games taking place
side by side.
Yeah,
I mean, that should be electrifying with 4 sets of supporters all there.
It's all there. It's going to be pretty lively.
Yeah. And obviously, if the weather's anything like the Sunday go on or the Sunday come in, then it will be a treat for everybody. I'm sure Rashid will mention the ice cream van is there as well, just to add, a bit more to the final.
So that's happening on the 27th. Kick-off time for both games?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock for both games.
2 o'clock kick-off for both games. There it is. It's a little while away now, 4 weeks, but 4 or 5 weeks goes by quite quickly, and that will turn around 4 teams looking for 2 trophies. And like we said, if the weather stays good to us, it should be a cracking day. Hackney Marshes show pitches. I'm going to go right up the end of the panel now. Nanu, what else is going on?
There's a lot going on. I mean, what can I say? Where do you want me to start?
Start with the vets.
Okay, the summer vets, well, we can confirm that it's definitely going ahead, that's for sure. There will be 2 divisions. There will be a Veterans Premier Division and a Veterans First Division.
Do we know who are those vets teams worthy of a Premier Division place?
We do.
Basically, the top 7 that finish in the winter will stay as Premier Division, and obviously the bottom 5 and new 2 teams will join to make the Division 1. I think this will be a good idea. At least the competition-wise, it'll be more fairer. Top teams playing against each other, and the other teams playing in their level, so to speak. So I think it'll be more competition, because we've seen in the winter 1 or 2 teams were unable to match the higher teams. So I think due to the respecting of the teams and demand, we had to obviously expand, because, well, as you know, last year we started with 8, now 12, and hopefully this summer we're going to go to 14.
Are we at a stage where we can confirm who those teams are?
Nan's got a list.
Yeah, absolutely. Just before I go on to that, there will be home and away games as well, so that's added benefit for the team. So if you can't win against one team, you get a second chance. So that's something that people are looking forward to. So the teams that we have are Tower Hamlets, London Tigers, Shadwell Masters, Beaumont Masters. We've also got Bromley, Sire Vets, Aberhoney, St Catherine's and Bernardo Legends as well. Now, some of the new teams that we've got CAG Vets, Dragon Legends, Express Legends and Stars of Sylhet, and we're working with a few more as well. So it could be more than 14, who knows, but 14 is our target and we've reached that.
So that's the ILFL Legends Cup taking place over 2 weekends.
That's the Unity Cup. Yeah, that's on the 13th and the 20th of April, same time as the actual the Adults League itself. We're looking at 16 teams to participate in the Legends Cup. Again, we've got a high number of teams applying for that. But the main cup we're looking for is the Adults one, the main big prize, the 12 £1,250 actual prize with trophy. I think that's the one. We're looking for teams not just within London but outside London as well, the best 32 teams.
So that's still taking shape?
That's still taking place. So if there's any teams out there wishing to participate in this massive tournament, then get in touch with us and obviously we'll give you further details.
Yeah, that's definitely gathering momentum. There's teams that are sending in applications and we're receiving them, and it's still going ahead according to plan.
Okay, great, fantastic. The Summer League, we've been speaking about that now. How's that coming along?
Summer League, we can confirm we've got 2 divisions, and there are possible a few more teams that are showing an interest, so we're still talking to them to see if we can make a 3rd division, but that will be announced in the next week or so. But in terms of the 2 divisions we've got set, we've got a number of teams, so we're just going through the criteria and bits and bobs with them, so we can verify hopefully within the next week or week after on the show the names of teams, etc.
Okay, that's the Summer League. Anything you want to add to that one, Cameron?
Not really. I think if the ILFL can get 3 divisions, that would be a fantastic achievement, really. And it's, you know, as we discussed this many times before, it's open, so anybody can participate so long as they're 16 plus and they're male, really.
Okay, and UK Bangladeshi Championship, that one's coming up. That again is not too far away.
It's not, and I think, you know, it's by invitation only. I think there are already 16 teams.
And you spoke about the 2 London representatives last week, didn't you?
Well, we have 3, so we've got a bit of a bit of a dilemma. So we just need to see how the other teams progress, because it's likely that one of the other teams may pull out, so we can put 3 in. But I think the final is what's really appealing to everybody, you know. Professional stadium, MK Dons. I think everyone should really get the best teams out and compete for this prestigious prize. Forget the trophy and the winning, just playing there and being in that atmosphere alone is worthy.
Not only that, to be the UK champions, you know, that's a massive incentive and a challenge. I think
it's a prestigious title to have.
Exactly. So I think everyone will give 150% to be, you know, winners of that competition. To represent, you know, best Bengali team in the UK, I think you can't get bigger than that.
Good stadium, used by the FA a lot. I think England Women's are playing there in a few weeks' time as well. Daniel, lots of tournaments coming up. Tournaments is what people look at maybe when it's out of season, off season if you like, to blood new players, reorganise and re-establish a team. How do the tournaments work for Newark?
We use it as an opportunity to give some of the emerging younger players an experience. So tournament atmosphere, playing a number of games in a single day, because it's all about experience with tournaments, particularly knockout tournaments. So that's how we intend to approach these upcoming summer tournaments, in terms of blooding some of the 16-year-olds who have recently turned 16 and trying to integrate them into the team as well.
So how is Newark organised, able to fashion that? I mean, we've gone a long way now from just 15, 20 guys, jumpers for goalposts out there in the park. I mean, how is Newark organised itself in order to make this happen as a club?
We've tried to take it from a very structured approach in terms of structured coaching sessions. So I think we're one of the very few teams in Tower Hamlets that have got 3 level 3 or UEFA B licensed coaches. We invest a lot of time and effort into our youth coaching setup, and that allows us to then blood the more talented younger players into the senior team. So that's our approach. You could say that we've taken a long-term strategy for, in 20 years' time, dominating the Veterans League.
Well, yes, if Nana's still here to talk about it, then in 20 years' time. But in all fairness, that's the right way to go about things, isn't it? I mean, I've heard Cameron say many times on this show in the weeks that Newark are a team of the future, and that's very much how you're setting yourself up to be. So it's not about instant and immediate success, it's about long-term stability.
Yeah, I think a lot of the teams actually taking Newark example and looking at the future, looking at doing similar projects to be in the same level. So Newark are obviously 10 years ahead of everyone else, so obviously every other team is looking, like my team Beaumont as well, and other teams are looking at New York saying, this is the strategy to follow to be more successful and more stabilise your team, and long term rather than short term. Look at success for this year, look at down the line for the next 5 years, 10 years down the line. So they've got excellent setup, and a lot of people, I know Kobe, who does a lot of training for the youth, a lot of hours, it's a lot of hard work, it's not easy.
Of course not.
But obviously New York are an example, it can be done if the effort and is shown.
It's the best way to go about things, because these are the things that keep the league stable and sustainable for years to come. I mean, isn't that what we're thinking, Annie?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, there are risks associated with that kind of restructuring. but it does work out. I mean, look at Newark, 5th position. You know, I mean, that's quite an achievement for the type of work that they've done. So yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Well, let's hope it's not a flash in the pan. I'm sure it won't be, down there, because there's a lot of good boys down there trying to play football the right way. And like I said, one of the things that I noticed, even right at the beginning of the season, even when they were shipping goals, they stuck to their philosophy and they just kept playing football and trying to play it in the right way without losing their heads. So I'm glad you've taken something out of the season for them, and I really hope it continues for Newark, and not only for Newark, for all of you teams out there that are doing the same things. I mean, like we've heard from Rashid, there are lots of teams out there trying to set themselves up the right way. We're talking about charter standard, we're talking about the interleague championships. These are the things that help you as clubs and as team establish yourselves within your leagues, within your communities, and get more young people coming through community football. And it's great to see, and we want to keep talking about it on here, wherever you're from, near or far, whether you're leaking 1 goal or 20 goals a week, doesn't matter. We want to hear about it and we want to talk about it, and we want to promote you. We're coming to the end of our show, but before we get there, we're also coming to the end of our season. I'm just going to go through each one of our pundits here. Nano, we're moving out of our winter season and moving into our summer tournaments. You've been the man who's had your ear to the ground and eye on the ball when it comes to the Vets. What are you particularly looking forward to in terms of the Vets summer tournaments?
Definitely some restructuring. I'm looking at Tower Hamlets continuing the success, but the team that I'm looking forward to watching is London Tigers. They've already had 2 attempts and it was a failure, but let's see what happens in the summer, and I'm sure they're going to come out with all guns blazing.
Rash, Beaumont cleared a space in the trophy cabinet?
I'm actually looking forward to the UK Championship. Obviously, we've got 2 or 3 teams participating in the tournament itself. To be the best team in the UK MLS Championship, I think that'll be an excellent achievement, so I can't wait for that tournament, for me personally.
Okay, good stuff. Cameras?
I think the Summer League is obviously, on top of whatever's happening, is a big, massive step in the right direction for the ILFL. So it needs to be done and structured the right way for it to be sustainable and grow the ILFL at the same time as well.
Excellent. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Daniel, thank you very much again for coming in this evening, and to Newark. That's it.
Thank you.
That's all we've got time for this evening. As always, time has beat us. But we've been through all of the teams, through all of the divisions, and we've been through all of your fixtures to come this weekend. My thanks to you for watching the show. My thanks to everybody, as always, behind the screen who make the show possible. We are out of time, but we'll be back here next week to talk about the Prem, First Division, and all things ILFL. So until then, have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you next time on ILFL Soccer Night. Good night.